Okay, so when I look at this, do you see any major events in the next number of years? Do you see me going back to work or bringing in another income? Health issues, any major health issues, and any grandchildren coming along? Okay, now, first of all, let's think about as a grandparent, she's going to be in love with her grandkids, or she's going to want her grandkids. She's going to do everything for her grandkids. She's going to do everything for her grandkids so much. Now the kids may take it, but it may, one of the things about being a grandparent, you know better than your kids, and you're being around the grandkids and you're helping them, and they're the love of your life, but they're not your kids. So in the end, your kids have to be the authority ones and the responsible ones. That's something she would have difficulty letting go of. She would be worried about trying to help, always trying to help in her own way, possibly a little too much. So just sitting around waiting for the grandkids, I think the Neptune square, Sun from the 4th, Saturn to the Moon. I think the Neptune square, I think there's a dependency that's not necessarily the healthiest situation for her to just live there, to be the grandparent. No, I don't think that's real. She can do that on the other side as a main motivating thing, but she still has to go accomplish things, to go do things for herself. Well, her work mechanism has always been to bring up the kids. Well, most people's bring up kids. They can pay for the house, they can mortgage, bring up the kids. That's totally normal. She did it on her own, and you know she would have done it well. But having a happy relationship, just being there, thinking, well, I can just be in the relationship. I don't think, like Saturn made on her descendant, I don't think she can just be at home without being almost too overbearing and too attentive. So I think Saturn's building up to her. Her peak of career comes in 7 years. It's not, she's just retiring. It's just that she's building up to a peak of status. Then it's going to extend her influence. She's supposed to be out working for the next 10, 15 years and accomplishing and doing things, keeping busy, not just retiring and taking it easy. She didn't really know how to do that. She brought up the kids, but so I look at this. No, there's a challenge. Like I see, she's got to be more functional, more related. If she's not, if she's just staying home, she's going to feel really isolated and disconnected from people. She's supposed to be putting energy in to meet people, to be involved with other people, to build up things, hopefully around her own ideas more. Oh, she's studying astrology. Now, that's not bad. Like think about that, Uranus, Mercury, she got great potential for being the astrology and the teacher. And the moon in the 10th house could turn a hobby into a career. Okay, and it would be different than what she did. So some of those are good qualities. So, but Saturn's building up. It's building up to the 7th, 8th house. She's got to make commitments, be involved, build up till she builds up status and proves things. And has to prove that she's at a peak of status in 6, 7 years. But 7 years would be 26, 2025, 2026, when Saturn hits the mid of it. That's a peak of status. So that status will be partly being the grandparent for sure. But at the same time, she can't just be the grandparent. She's still going to need to take care of things, do things for herself. And there's more involvement in the world around her. Okay. And then she's going to extend from that. So she's supposed to be working and busy and being a prominent person in society and out in the world, not her strong point. But that's where she has to go. Just like she had to do it for the kid, she has to do it now, so she's not just stuck at home. She doesn't get into inertia. It's just like, it's not enough. She has stuff to prove. That's my opinion, my take on this moon. But with the Saturn coming up, I'm seeing this is where she's going. This is wow, is she here? Each time up to now was end of relationships. Well, it was the end of relationships, or now there's one there that's good, but the kids are gone. And she moves the house and they're in a new place. It's starting new, but how do you get more functional? So she's in a relationship. She could do more things with a husband. They could try and do something together. But for him, it's well, maybe, but they could do something together. But I think he's used to letting her do her thing, and he gets the benefit of it. But He's not wouldn't be competing with it so much. But the kids are gone now. What do they want to do? If he wants to relax, just take it easy. There's only so long she can do that. It's not enough. Okay. So I think the odds of her going back to work or bringing in another income is totally necessary. It's the way to go. And the question is when, how, and mechanics. So when you're working with the Saturn cycle, you've got to get the main sense of it. She's got more to prove. And she needs to prove it to her. She needs to prove things. It's building up. She needs things to do. She can't just sit and wait on it. She'd want to prove things for her kids. She's done everything for the kids. She's going to want to prove things for her, but she needs to do some things for herself too. And in that process, she'll take care of her kids so then they can take trips together, go places, or do things that will work out. But sitting, being, oh, poor mom just at home, or mom just, that's never going to fit to her. So she'll always have the Leo and the Aries. She's all going to want to do for the kids almost too much. So if you were married to her or married to her daughter, if you were living in the house next door, she would always be in the place. It's better off that you'd be a bit different, where there'd be a bit. It's hard to slow this down because she's on go all the time with all the fire. Okay. But the main thing out of this was the Saturn just going above the horizon, and she's pulling away to be with the husband when really she needs to get out and be more functional and more related. She's going to have trouble doing that just with the partner. She's got to shine in her own right. So if she wrote a book or got a website or something, had something going, and then it built, and she got something where she's known, then that would give her a cultural connection to things. I could easily see that. I could see her learning astrology, writing something, and becoming well known at going to conferences and being part of things and having that as a lifestyle. I know other people who have done this. But Saturn's on her descendant. Where's it going? It's going to go up until it gets into Capricorn. When it gets into Capricorn, it's going to oppose her into Aquarius. It's going to oppose her sun. So she doesn't have the easiest years. This is not a comfortable, easy time. She's not retiring easily. She's saying, she may try to make it, but she's going to feel this is far away. This isn't where I want to go. It's like there's something else to learn. There's something else to do. We're just working with Saturn, but you can see that it's coming up. It's gone over to descendant. It's going to come up and oppose the sun. To bide your time. Don't throw the relationship away, but you got to do something else. You can't just stay there. It's too limiting. And then it's reaching about the right. So the idea of getting another job or working at something is really strong, but it doesn't look like it's instantly solving itself with that Saturn coming up over to descendant now and this year, March to June, and then December. Then it moves up a bit. So it's going to take a few years now. Saturn opposed the sun is a time of retraining and readjusting, but it's also, in this case, in the seventh house, it's running into the limits of a relationship that you can't just sit and fall back. And she's not going to be a follower to fall back to back up the husband and just be with him. That just almost screams like fingernails down a blackboard to do something like that. She's going to run into some of these limitations, see where it loves off, and then she's going to have something she has to go prove anyways. Okay, so you can already see that the tendency, the need to go back to work and bring in the income, have her authority is strongly there. Next number of events, health issues, grandchildren coming along. I think the grandchildren come along, but I think she's going to have to be careful how much she can be there for them. She'll be there unconditionally, but it's not enough. She'll have to have other things to do and other friends and other people. Okay, so we've got a bearing, we've got a take on it from the Saturn cycle. That's what you want. You want to see basically where someone is on the Saturn cycle. Once you can do that, open this over here and look at our 8-year graph. 1 second. I just got to look at something else. Whoops. And do I have the 2-year? Oh, okay. We'll have to do that live. Okay. Good. Okay. So here's her Saturn, here's her 8-year graph. And this 8-year graph is so useful because we see the general direction. So now here we're seeing the other challenges coming in and around everything. So we have 2019 right down in the bottom left-hand corner. We have it up to 2022. We look back 15, 16, 17, 18. So look at Pluto. Pluto, 2018, Pluto's been opposing her ascendant. Conjunct her descendant. 2019 is opposing her ascendant, conjuncting her descendant. She's retired to just be with her in her happily married situation and not working. At the very time when Pluto's conjuncting her ascendant, there's confrontations about relationships, about power struggles of what to do, and it's confronting who I am and how I relate. It's not so easy. She's not having an easy time being retired. It's a very confronting time. It's challenging her nature of relating. It's making her, it's threatening, opposing her ascendant, it's threatening her identity, and it's bringing new challenges to try and relate as if this is enough, to put all that energy into this enough. And there's confrontational things going on for her around the relationship. She's just in the middle of it. We're here now, February. She's had the first 2 hits, all of 2018, on and off. And now she's lifting up a bit for 4 or 5 months. But by the summer, what are we doing? Where are we going? Are we doing things for the kids? Are we doing things for ourselves? What are we going to do? She's got this, like, you get the sense that they're not exactly synced up that well, and there's a challenge in some way in how she fits in, or that she can't just follow him or can't just be in his world. There's not enough to keep her active and busy. Well, why should she have to be active and busy? She's retired. Relax. She's not going to relax. She's got to do things. That's the fire. So there's confrontation here. This is a big challenge. This is not dealt with yet. She may have got to a point, like over the holidays, she may have felt like Pluto, November, December, January, she would have maybe been confronted by family, how it worked or didn't work. Now it's just past. Okay, that's past. But this is coming back from through the whole summer and right through to Christmas of to December of next year, before Pluto lifts off the ascendant, off the descendant, and stops opposing the ascendant. So it's a confrontation on the descendant about relationships. It's threatening her identity, Saturn, the Pluto opposing the ascendant. Just as Saturn too. So like Pluto's in Capricorn, Saturn's moved up into Capricorn. So Saturn's moving up to join this energy. Okay. So if Pluto's on your descendant, you're asking for sympathy, it's not coming. She's there, something's missing, something's challenged, but he may have an expectation of what they're going to do together, and he's trying to plan everything, and she can't follow. It's not, we don't even see his chart. We're looking at her chart. There's confrontations. There's some therapies or some challenges to deal with it. Maybe they have to go to therapy talk. They're going to have some meetings around it. I'm suspicious. My alert signal is up already because there's some challenge going on here. She's retiring out of time, so that she didn't want to do what she was doing. Okay, that she started studying astrology. That's good, but it's almost her circumstance may force her to I have to go do something, have to build it up. So she's building up her social world. But right now she's retiring from it. Contradictory energies. Okay, so we see Pluto, contradiction. Then once it gets into 2020, this calms down. There's no more Pluto hassles. Okay. But so probably just thinking on that, by then, by the fall, she's going to decide I can't just be staying at home. She's having to change things and she's having to start things. Okay. But look again here. We'll go look at Neptune. Neptune squaring her sun in natal chart. In 2016, Neptune started opposing her Venus. This is confusion around one's self-worth and one's values. And it was there through 2016, 2017. She retired in end of 2014. So she retired, she got a year or so, okay. Then it became more haunting and confusing. I don't know, should I do this? There's a confusion around her emotional and financial status.